There are a few ways for students to submit their work to Fusion. One is to complete a quiz. Another is to complete homework and upload their files within the homework. But if you haven't set homework, there is another choice. You can ask your students to upload files to their workbook. So let's go and find the workbook. It's in the Quick Links menu. I'm logged in as a student, and when I go into the workbook, you can see I have all the subjects for which I have uploaded a file, and I can move between the subjects to see all the files for that particular subject. All of the files are uploaded in chronological order with the most recent files at the top. I can also view all files for all subjects. As a student, to add a new file to my workbook, I click on this button on the right. I choose a subject for the file to be filed under, and I give the file a name. I have the choice to write a description to help the teacher know what this file is about, and I can also choose if I want to inform a teacher that I've uploaded a file. I click Add File to add the file, and I have a number of choices. I can create a docx file or an MLD file, which is an internal document for Fusion. I can go and find a file that's in My Files. I can add a file from my clipboard, and I can upload a file from my computer. So Georgia is just going to upload her portrait from her computer and submit. And we can immediately see now under Art and Design, Georgia has a new file that's been uploaded today. Once uploaded, Georgia is not able to delete this file. She can move it to a new subject or she can rename it, but this file has been submitted for a teacher to mark. So let's go and look at the workbook from a teacher's perspective. So I'm logged in as a teacher, and I go to the workbook. And the first thing I do is choose a group. And that identifies this list of students. I can then choose any subject. It doesn't matter whether it's the subject that belongs to this class, any subject at all. And immediately I can see the files that have been uploaded for these students for that subject. So here's the file that Georgia just submitted. I can see the date and time that it was submitted. If I click into it, I can look at the work that the student's done, and I can click here to grade. The grading template that's been offered is traffic lights, but I can change that to any grading template that's activated within school. And I can then assign a grade for the student and provide feedback. And when I'm finished grading, just save that. And you can see it's been saved. If I close the file, I can carry on with the next student's files. I can also click to go into Georgia's workbook, and on this screen I can see any grades that have been made. As a teacher, I can also move or rename a file, but I can also delete it. Another thing that both the teacher and the student can do is to comment on any file. I simply add a comment and say continue, and that comment is saved here. Georgia can come in and add her own comment, and we can have a conversation about her work. I'm logged in as Georgia again, and if I go to my workbook, I can immediately see that this work is yellow. That means something is new. I can see that the file has been graded, and if I click into Art and Design, I can also see that there's a new comment here, and I can reply. So that's how to use the workbook in Fusion.